Hello, my name is Barton, and I would like to welcome you to this Wednesday edition of The Word is Your Stage, where you control the outcome. Now, do you remember thinking about the stuff that we learned in school, in college, and wondering if it would ever apply in the real world? Or do you think about all the stuff you have learned and you realize that a lot of the stuff that you don't actually use? Well, I learned a lesson about this in showing how even when we do not realize it, sometimes the stuff we learn comes back to us. Now, I was working on my car, the old hoopty from a couple of episodes ago, the 1979 El Camino, along with my cousin, and that's when one of these lessons came up. Now, we was changing the steering box, or gearbox, that was attached to our steering column, but one thing that we realized was that we was having a difficult time detaching it. Now, it was a stubborn nut that would not move. I mean, we tried hard to get that thing to budge, but it wouldn't. So my cousin and I, we went under the car, and he decided that he's gonna pull, and while he's pulling, I'm gonna push. But yet, it still wouldn't budge because the wrench was too short. So he decided to do his MacGyver, and he got another extension. He put it in between a little hole at the end of the tool, and yet it started to move just a little bit, but it was still very, very difficult. And so then he thought to himself, like, oh, I got this pole in the back of my truck. Let me go get it. Let's see if it fits, and hopefully it'll work. Lo and behold, it fit. It was about this long. And when we decided to push and pull, we realized that it made the job more easy. It was amazing because I realized that the very concept that he used to get the screw to start to move was one of the concepts that we learned in our engineering classes dealing with moments and torque. But in layman's term, what ended up happening is that he gave himself more leverage, which allowed for the nut to rotate. Now, this is what I want to talk to you about in life. See, what ended up happening was that when one way didn't work, we end up looking for a different way. We ended up taking a different angle of attack, which is another term that we use in our flight class, our flight dynamics class. But in this sense, using another angle of attack meant that we sought to find another way to make something happen by extending the length of the tool that we was using. So in your own life, this lesson is important because oftentimes we are faced with situations, with problems in which we feel like we cannot overcome, or things that we feel won't budge, and so we give up. But I'm here to tell you that we don't have to give up. All we have to do is find a different angle of attack. All we have to do is find a different way of leveraging ourselves in order to make sure that we complete the task, overcome the task, or better yet, just knock the task right on its butt. Because in this world, it's easy to give up. It's easy to fall. It's so hard to climb. But if we give up because something seems hard, then we're doing ourselves a disservice. Instead, there's opportunity all around us. We just gotta find a way to get through. We have to find a different angle to attack the goal. And that's what I ask you. Are you just gonna give up? Or are you gonna find another way? Are you gonna extend those tools to make the job easier? Or are you just gonna say it's hard, or too hard, or unobtainable, impossible? Because the only thing that's impossible is something that we fail to do or put action to. So get leverage in your life. Look for other ways to accomplish something, to tackle a feat when it seems impossible to do. And I want you to remember always that the world is your stage, and you control the outcome of your goals, of your dreams, of of your performance, of your actions. And even when you feel like things are not going your way, there's always another way to get the job done. So go after it, go search for it, and God bless you.